Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Abilene People, where we talk to Abilene's most interesting people here on this podcast on bigcountryhomepage.com. And I think today we have a couple of pretty interesting people. And even if they're not interesting, you will be very interested because they come from the Abilene Data Center, sometimes known as Stargate, but that's not the name.
No, there's been a lot of names.
Lyncium, that's not the name.
Project Ludicrous, Project Flag.
Crusoe, that's not the name. It's Abilene Data Center. Welcome,
right.
Deshelle Burris. You work for DPR Construction, and you are in charge of the entire project.
Well, I'm one of the team members, but yeah.
So you wake up sometimes at 2 in the morning and say, oh, man, did I leave that banana peel right there on the floor? Oh, gosh. And we have Tristan Simmons, and you are the equipment guy.
Yes. Yeah.
You work for an equipment company, and you guys provide all the equipment out there. And you're the guy that tripped on the banana peel and fell, and you broke your arm, and so you're suing DPR. And here we are in litigation. We can't talk about any of that.
No, don't say any of those kind of things.
Sorry. Okay. All right. So we're going to be a little silly today and have fun, but it's a pretty serious thing.
Oh, yeah.
So how did this get going, and who's responsible for this thing right here in Abilene, Texas?
Yeah, great question. So this actually stemmed, probably truly 4 or 5 years ago. The folks at Lyncium really wanted to bring some new industry here to the Abilene market. The Abilene area is honestly very rich in power and energy that could be supplied to different markets. They were really originally looking for some Bitcoin mining opportunities and reaching out to companies there. And then reached out to Crusoe and Crusoe Energy. They're actually a power company by true original background, but wanted to get into the data center market. Data centers obviously do require power. And so Crusoe thought that was actually kind of a great marriage of, hey, we're a power company. We understand how that side of the process works. Let's add data centers to it. And so Lyncium and Crusoe kind of got together. Lyncium shared, the land that they had available out here, the power that was going to be available out here. And from there, it was kind of a match made in heaven. They inked some deals. And then Crusoe said, hey, let's get going on a data center. And we want it to be the most dense data center that's been built to date and one of the fastest to market data centers that have ever been built to date. And then they brought all of our partners on board, and we've been working ever since.
And things happen out there pretty fast, right?
Oh, yeah. We broke ground June of last year, so a little over a year ago. And we've already turned over, we already have substantial completion on Building 1, and we're halfway through turning over Building 2, and Buildings 3 through 8 are already in construction. Building 3 and 4 are already dried in, and we're doing interior build-outs on those already.
Is it true that this is the biggest project in the nation right now, going on right here in Abilene? Biggest construction project anywhere?
It's pretty darn close. I don't have all the stats. Of maybe there might be some other civil projects that are larger, but for sure of data center or large commercial construction, this is definitely one of the top in the nation right now.
And how would it compare just in terms of all the logistics involved and all the equipment involved and all of the due diligence you have to do as project manager, like to a skyscraper in New York City? Is it kind of like that in terms of all the details?
It is, but I mean, it's just different logistically. Like when you're doing a skyscraper, our company does a lot of work in downtown Austin. We're doing the tallest tower in all of Austin or all of Texas as well in downtown Austin. And they have similar logistical challenges, equipment challenges, but it's because you're on like a little postage stamp site and you're surrounded by the public, the city, etc. Luckily for our project, we're out in what used to be a old, ranch field, and it allows us to spread out a little more. But getting things to the site, getting people to the site, providing the services, I would say that's what's a little bit different.
Yeah, it's not really apples to apples. It's just being that we actually have a spread. I think if you try to do something like this in like a downtown metroplex, whole different conversation.
Yeah.
But we actually have some room to breathe out there.
Yeah.
Equipment share is involved in all sorts of large projects nationwide. And I mean, I think it's tough to say it is the largest and make it a fact, but it's definitely up there.
Yeah.
It's for sure.
So what are some of the unique things? I'm thinking, I don't know, stuff that's going on out there that's probably not going on very many places relative to how you're building or the equipment you're using. Like I know you have a lot of scissor lifts. We were talking right before we hit play or record in this case. What else is unique about this place out there?
I would say speed. I mean, it really is. Like you said, they broke ground last summer, and I've worked for Equipment Share for 4 years now. On any scale of project, whether it's a Whataburger or a hospital, I've never seen a group of people work this fast. I mean, it's almost like they're on top of each other at all times.
And that's a shame. You would think Whataburgers would be faster.
I know.
You know? I mean,
they can definitely speed up the drive-through. That's for sure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that. Honestly, like we probably truly built building one from breaking ground to turnover was just at a little under a year or just at a year. That is faster than building most houses, Whataburgers, whatever, libraries.
And who's working out there? But you're from the area.
Yeah.
And so you're out there. Are there a lot of Abilenians and big country folks who are working out there, or are you bringing people in from out of town?
It's a good mix, but like being out on site daily and talking to people, I don't want to say it's 50-50. I'm sure there's a piece of paper somewhere that says otherwise, but they've done a good job at getting like local contractors involved, electricians, plumbers. There's guys who are getting hired on from by the electricians out there. Brant, everybody, they're hiring local. I personally know plenty of people who were working out of town and now have an opportunity to work in town, and just because of this.
And so when will all of the fast-paced busyness of construction out there come to an end? Is that within the year, or is it 2 years away?
Yeah, great question. What we're currently contracted through, which is through Building 8, is set to finish the end of next year. So another year and a half or so of work out there. But there's potentially more work on the horizon. I mean, it's a great area, great clients with Lancium and Crusoe. So I think they've got other plans maybe up their sleeve. But currently right now through the end of next year.
So potentially more of the same and more big projects.
Yeah.
Okay. And would you do those too, or who knows?
Who knows? It kind of depends on, timing, what other work's out there, all the things.
So I want to point this question to you, Tristan, if you don't mind, but Deshelle obviously hop in.
Yeah.
Don't have to tell you that, you're the boss. But yeah. So what's the culture like? Is it pretty collaborative and good culture on the work side? How does that work?
Yeah, I think.
Pretend she's not here.
Sure.
Let's just get the dirt now.
Sure. No, I think the culture on site's great. Like I was saying earlier, you got a lot of guys who are they're working on top of each other. They're moving very fast. So it's a big ship of people trying to accomplish the same goal, and it's almost like a competition of who can do it faster. With that, you kind of have to work together. So if you have people who aren't getting along and don't have a culture, it's not going to work out very well. I know in my experience out there, I've found that people either get on board or not, and most of the time they get on board. They're able to work with one another. Equipment Share has had great luck getting involved with guys on site, especially getting involved with the local guys on site, guys that we didn't really do a lot with before, but we do now. We were able to interact with them out here. So we definitely appreciate, the culture that's set out there, make sure that everybody's understanding, working together. It's at the end of the day, everybody's out there to do a job.
Anything to add to that?
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think it's come together really well. And what's interesting is, it is a great mix of people from all across the country, plus local, all different backgrounds, all different genders, races, etc. And it's been a beautiful melting pot. That's what I appreciate about it is I walk around the job site and I'm like, this is amazing. That everybody's coming together, doing amazing work. We actually just did a safety perception survey the other day, and our scores from the guys in the field were actually higher than even some of us from leadership. We were thinking that we needed to continue to do better, which we always do. Safety is always something we push, but the folks in the field already had a better perception of how safe the work is
Well, that'll make you feel
than we
good.
even did. Yeah, so which is great because that's our goals. We want everyone to go home safe and everything. So the fact that the guys working hard out there that are putting in tons of hours are still feeling like they're able to do it safely.
And it's my understanding that out on the site, and I appreciate the invitation to go out there, which I intend to take you up on maybe as early as today. But on site, there's places where you can go get something to eat. There's obviously going to be first aid, but are there little stores or is there a little store? I mean, how does that work? If I'm out there and I'm not from Abilene and I'm going back to a rental place or a hotel or something, and I need something, I don't even know where to drive off, and it takes so long, I'm sure, to get across the project. What do you have on site?
Yeah. So on site, we have multiple food vendors via food trucks, catering service, et cetera, that are set up, throughout different kind of break tent areas on the site. We offer kind of mobile vending in each of our break tent areas. It's kind of like what you see at the airports now, where you just kind of go up and scan, self-serve, like kind of scan, run your credit card for, if you need some chips or a Gatorade or something like that. So we offer those. We do have first aid clinics on site. So if you need some kind of general first aid type items, not feeling well, et cetera, there's clinics right there on site. And then for some of our crews that are definitely a lot more of the physical guys, some of the concrete guys, the rebar folks. We also have physical therapy, a group called Provention on site. So they offer more, like I said, kind of the stretching, physical therapy type stuff for folks.
Does it run all day and all night?
The project, yes.
So you have obviously different people leading different teams. Is it show my ignorance here, 12-hour shifts or 3 8-hour shifts? How does that work?
It's around 2 12-hour shifts right now.
Yeah, I would imagine you'd almost have to do it that way to keep the breakneck speed you guys are going.
Yep.
And I wanna have a little fun with this, but there's some serious stuff here too.
Yeah.
So I went to an AI website.
Okay.
I won't say which in case they're not future clients, but I just put in, hey, tell me some of the things people around Abilene, Texas are saying about the data center that are probably either not true or ludicrous. So here's what AI said. Okay, you ready for this?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit you guys. Number one. This is great. The feds are running it as a surveillance hub. So I want to know which one of you is working with the feds, and where do you think that comes from? And do you have anything to say about that?
Well, first of all, it's definitely Tristan working for the feds.
Okay.
I mean, that's why he's got the low hat on and everything. No, it's definitely not anything to do with the feds.
It's funny.
It's funny.
Funny.
But it is private industry that is supporting and financing this project.
Okay. All right. And I'm curious, when you went to work out there, did you just drive right up, or did you have to prove who you were?
I had to prove who I was.
So it is the feds.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, no, it's not. But there is a certain level of security out
Yeah,
there.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of proprietary items, for
Sure.
our clients that, own and operate this facility. And then also, I mean, we're upwards of 6,000 people on site a day. And so, I mean, we all do have security badges. We have security access to get on and off site. And that's really for the protection of all of us,
Sure.
to make sure that everybody does, get to and from work safely or have a safe work environment to work in, et cetera. So,
All right. So see, a lot of details are going to come out of these questions
Yeah.
to AI from real human beings giving us real human answers.
That's
I love
right.
that. 6,000 people on
6,000
site.
people. We're pretty much managing
Not
our own little
not
city.
at one time, though, but
Yes.
throughout the day.
No, at one time.
Wow.
At one time.
And you're from Anson?
It's 3 times the size of
I was about to say, I
Yeah.
think that's bigger than Anson.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, all right. Here's the next thing AI told me people are saying. I guess that's the data center. It's watching our phones and computers.
Well, I'm on Facebook, so my phone and computer's already being watched. So
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know how that would be possible.
Yeah.
I guess what they're saying. I guess the rumor is it's AI. So yeah, it's gonna use, the leading digital technology that is become synonymous with watching what people say and do.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'd
You know
probably
what?
say that even before, but outside of, they're already doing that.
That's right.
Like if you download a new app on your phone and ask, can this app track to other apps? And you put allow or don't allow. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I would doubt that that's what building a structure of this size would be centered for.
I got to tell you, I just got an alert on my phone about Whataburger. What is
Oh.
that? But
Yeah.
we were talking about
Yeah.
it just a minute ago.
We set the hook on that one.
Yeah.
Let's cut this short and go. And they're not a sponsor. They should be. They
Yeah,
should be.
there you go.
So one thing people are saying, they're hiring thousands of people. Evidently, that has, at least in the past, been true. I don't know if it's current, present tense hiring, but are you always hiring people?
We are. I mean, currently we're still onboarding for construction around 200 people at a minimum a week. It kind of ebbs and flows on the work that's going on and what we need. But yeah, I mean, right now our current manpower projections are showing that we'll probably be around 8,000 people at the true peak.
Wow. And still bigger than Anson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to have to go up to Albany in a minute.
I know. They're a little bigger.
Yeah. So, okay, this is a big one. And I think that you guys obviously are going to have an answer for this, but I think I can relate to the concern. Hey, it's going to drain all of our water and power. So what do you say to the people concerned about that?
Yeah, we've heard a lot about that. What's great is this client, I mean, though they're an energy company, they were always really based on green and sustainable projects. And they took that into account when designing this facility. And in terms of water, it's a closed loop system. So once the system is filled and operational, that's it. It's maybe a little like maintenance tap here and there every once in a while, but it is a closed circulated system. So it shouldn't be a major drain, on the local water system once it's up and operational.
A few years ago, we had that massive snow apocalypse event here, and it was so cold and icy and snowy it was like Bismarck for a week in Abilene. If an event like that happens, is the data center going to be affected, and will the data center affect power availability for Abilene?
The goal is that it shouldn't. I mean, the data center is set up on its own substation that feeds that campus, which was, again, part of that kind of partnership between Lancium and Crusoe to make sure that they had the appropriate power. And then there's also a gas turbine plant that is being built on the campus that has 340 megawatts of power, and that's meant to be the backup power.
On site, there's that kind of power availability. It's just a backup?
Yes.
I'm not real big into power and numbers and all, but that seems pretty hefty.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I was the same way. I didn't understand power at all, and then.
I didn't say I don't understand it at
Well,
all.
no, well, I know that. I probably said that.
You don't have to.
I'm making accusations.
Next thing is we're going to go to Whataburger. You're going to think I don't know how to order.
Yeah.
You're going to order
No,
for me.
I know. I was asking the same questions, and
Yeah.
once, I mean, and even, like you said, going out there and seeing it, you start to eliminate, we were one of those whenever we had Snowmageddon, we were without power for 7 days. So, of course, myself was seeing, what was going on out there. I'm like, oh, crap. But then once you go out there and you see what they are designing to be self-sufficient, it kind of throws that worry out the window.
Nice. And is that power structure, that infrastructure, is it in place or being built in place right now?
It's being built concurrently. So the gas power plant will be operational by the end of this year once buildings 1 and 2 are fully occupied and operational as well.
So I'm glad we got there because I wanted to make sure we asked that question. Building 1 and 2 will be done by the end of the year, but building 1 is kind of close now, yeah?
It is. They're already in it and operational.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So the client's already there, the tenant
That's
is already there. And by the way, you can't still say exactly who the tenant is, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the tenant.
Yes.
The tenant. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, I'm just curious about that.
I mean,
I just hope.
You can
that,
find it online. There's been
Yeah,
multiple articles about it, but our contractual relationships don't allow us to say it.
I don't know why it seems so funny, but it's not a Whataburger or another eating place, right?
No,
It's
that
not
is correct.
Okay. All right. I just want to get that out there. All right. So AI
Okay.
says people are talking about this. It's noisy and dangerous to live near the data center.
Interesting. I don't think it's going to be dangerous because it is going to be kind of its own self-sustained campus.
Why would I guess people would not know is 'cause sometimes fear is born out of ignorance. You just don't know.
Right.
But there's nothing dangerous about it, right?
No, I mean it's just really big buildings that have lots of computers in them. Really,
Yeah. Okay. But how about the noise?
Noise, it shouldn't be too bad. I mean, there are a lot of chillers that are providing the air conditioning, but
the water cooling is
it helps the energy efficiency and helps cut down on the amount that you of the chillers that you needed to have.
Okay, so there's a Bitcoin mining operation over in East Texas somewhere. Forgive me, I don't know if it's outside of Corsicana or where, but wherever it is, it's really loud. And the residents have petitioned to, I don't know, get some changes made. I don't know what changes made, but the technology here is different than that. Is that what I'm
correct.
understanding?
Yes. And then power-wise, since the buildings are fed from the substation and then the backup power is provided by the gas turbine plant, it's not like you have tons of generators that are providing the power either. A lot of times on those smaller Bitcoining sites, it's generator power that's running it, and that's what causes it to be so loud. Here, again, you're tied into the grid, just like your house or just like Walmart or a hospital is, you know.
And this is relatively new technology we're talking about that allows you to have the confidence that it's not going to be horribly loud. It's going to be a safe place. And with any new technology, I'm sure there's the caveat that, well, you know, time will tell.
Correct.
But this is tested. There's been some redundancy built into all of this, right? I mean, you guys, you're out there every day. Do you feel safe?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would even go as far as to say that, you know, a Bitcoin facility that was built even just 5 years ago is completely different technology than what they're using out here. I mean, if you know computers at all, like water cooled is quieter than air cooled, and this is essentially a big computer. So it's hard to say that it would be louder. Like she said, there's no generators. It's self-sufficient with its own power grid. So no, I wouldn't say it'd be loud at all.
Yeah.
They're storing all of Abilene's medical and banking records in there.
Whoa.
Yeah, AI says so.
That's interesting right there.
Yeah, that is interesting.
I don't know.
So
we don't know exactly what the tenant's going to use it for, but I don't know.
I feel a little strange because it's a conversation, but in that sense, you know, I'm representing, you know, this side of the desk.
Yeah.
I don't want to inappropriately, you know, step up and pinch hit, but medical records and banking records, they're stored somewhere already, right?
Yeah.
So if they're stored out there, I mean, they're stored. And look, I don't want people to get my medical or banking records because it would be a disgusting read in either case, okay? It would be really depressing. I mean, look at this guy. He has no idea how broken and unhealthy he is.
Yeah.
So let's just please, if mine are out there, don't tell me, okay? And don't tell anybody else, all right?
10-4.
Okay. All right. Now, this is an interesting one, and I realize that this isn't y'all's expertise, but I suspect you've heard the conversation enough to address it. It's a huge tax drain on the city, but it should produce tax revenue for the city, right?
Yeah.
In the long run.
Yeah, my understanding, I mean, we've worked obviously with the DCOA a lot, and I know Lancium and Crusoe obviously worked with the city of Abilene and the DCOA and the county and all of that, and you know, there were some, I think, tax incentives put in place to get the project going, but then my understanding is the tax revenue that's going to come out of it is going to be great. I mean, that land previously was a ranch. I don't know property taxes on your place, but property taxes on my little ranch in South Texas are like $1,300 a year. So I'm pretty sure they're going to make more than $1,300 a year off of what we're building out there now.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, it's just a great boost to the economy here locally too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, even just the building process, having people here spending money that they make here in town, and something as simple as taking your family out to eat. I mean, there's benefits in that as well.
Yeah, for sure. I get that, and I don't. It just feel like you're in my conversation. I was coming back to eating.
Yeah, I know. Maybe we should go eat after this.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
I like you even more than we started.
Yeah.
Okay, so I do want to talk about DPR, and I know you guys are committed in building this project. This is not your first project in Abilene.
correct.
You guys built the downtown hotel.
Yeah, we did the DoubleTree a few years ago. Yeah.
You are committed to our city. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but that's true, right?
Yes.
And there's a sense of collaboration and partnership. You already mentioned the DCOA, and you've talked with city officials, but I mean in the heart of not that they're not in the heart of the city, but the people, the residents, the citizens, the community feel.
Yep.
You guys want to be a part of that and help, right? And there's some nonprofit partners that you're already friendly with and helping with.
That's correct. Yeah. I mean, a big part of DPR culture is we say we want to be integral and indispensable in the community. We're not here just to build a building and leave. even if that happens in parts and places, while we're there, we still want to be a big impact and really help and lean in on the community. So, I mean, we've already been partnering with Boys and Girls Club. We did a construction camp with them a few months ago. We're coming up with some more activities for this fall and this winter with Boys and Girls Club. They're one of our national partners also. So we do Boys and Girls Club work all across the country in our different DPR markets. We also are really working a lot with NOAA Project here locally. We've sponsored some of their tournaments, and then we're also getting ready to do a big service project to help their campus here in a couple months. We got to get it through city permitting. If anybody has connections with permitting, that'd be great. For some reason, we can get permits on site passed, but we can't get our NOAA project permit passed.
Well, challenge issue.
Exactly.
I like it.
But and then we've also worked with Disability Resources. It's kind of right around the corner from the project, wanting to be a good neighbor to them, trying to be as little of an impact, but help them in ways that we can while we're right there, literally in their backyard. So, yeah, really trying to help lean in different ways in the community.
So I have a friend that lives not too far from the data center project, and he understands the nature of construction. He understands what's going on, and he's in no way opposed, but he's anxious. He's ready for the day when all of the big trucks are no longer coming and going. When do you think that'll be?
Again, there's so much work and everything's so fast paced. I think it'll be to the end of next year. Because again, we just have, even just the cars, when you're talking about getting 6,000 plus people in and out of the site, we pour 4,000 plus yards of concrete a day. So yeah, I mean, we're going to be getting folks in and out for at least a year.
At some point, you'll be finished with the concrete.
Yep.
But that won't be this year or even early next. I'm sure you have so much to pour still.
It'll be probably first quarter of next year-ish, but then you just kind of replace the concrete trucks then with trucks bringing in equipment, bringing in the fiber, bringing in all of those kind of things. So
and I do have one more equipment question for you, Tristan, but do you guys pour concrete in the heat of the day, or do you do it at night?
We are actually pouring almost
all the time.
I mean, when you're pouring 4,000 to 5,000 yards of concrete a day, we're going almost 24/7.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
To add to that too, DPR has done a good job about rerouting entrances away from, when first, I know me and you talked about the south gate when y'all first started out there, and now of course they have like the east gate, which is, technically away from most houses.
Yeah.
It's at least better than what it was. So they've done a good job of at least trying to mitigate trucks being in the right place at the right time and trying to quiet some of that down.
So what is the piece of equipment that you have the most of out there? Can you say?
Yeah. It'd be a tie between scissor lifts and side-by-sides.
So scissor lifts, that's the go up and down.
Yep.
Side-by-sides are the little vehicles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So how many of each? Let's play a game. How many of each? So if I say a crazy number,
okay,
you say higher or lower.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 500 scissor lifts.
Higher.
750 scissor lifts.
I think 750 is probably right on the right.
Man.
Yeah, I know.
Got it.
Second guess. Yeah.
Second guess.
I know.
And about that many side-by-sides.
Yeah, and then you also have to take into account, like, we have, like, standby units. So, like, just because we have, let's just say, 750 scissor lifts, doesn't mean they're all inside the building. They're also on our yard. There's some that are fixed. There's some that are out on site waiting to go inside a building. So it's not necessarily that there's, 750 scissor lifts in the air at all times. There's kind of like a cycle.
And any of the fun equipment you get to operate, or do they you just handle the movement of it, the logistics of it? You don't get to run any of it?
Yeah, well, I mean, we run it like if we,
I mean, you personally.
Yeah,
you get to run.
I'll
what's the funnest thing you get to run?
Side by side.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Why is that the funnest?
Well, I have an answer that DPR safety wouldn't approve of. But...
okay. Well, let's don't go there. Yeah. Let's talk off camera. Yeah. I would assume it has to. Did you see the old cartoon Speed Racer?
No.
Oh, okay. F1, Formula One, NASCAR.
Okay.
NASCAR. You're familiar with NASCAR?
Yeah.
Is it like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So there, we got that settled.
Just not on site.
Just not on site.
Hey,
Just not on site.
that's a classic old man asking a young man speed racer
Yeah.
question. He's like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's funny
Okay.
you said the speed racer though, because I just switched like job site helmets or whatever, because we use helmets now, not the hard hats. On my previous helmet, I even had the kind that has like the visor in the front,
Speed racer?
and I even had a little speed racer sticker. One of my colleagues got me a speed racer sticker to put on my helmet because I looked like a little speed racer with it on.
Did they remake that into a movie a
They
couple
did.
years
They
ago?
did, yeah.
It's like
They
a
did,
white
they did.
car with
Yeah,
the.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Okay.
That.
But you don't have that helmet anymore?
No,
Oh,
I don't.
I was gonna
You
say,
got to switch them out every few years.
all right. Well, if you wore that helmet, you call him Chim Chim.
I know,
That's a whole
exactly.
different- that's a whole different deal. So, okay. So, a lot of equipment.
Yeah.
And, you know, there has to be a component of this that's just a lot of fun, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
it's unique. It's one of a kind. There may be more coming, but right now it's the biggest. It's all of this massive amounts of equipment. So, how often do you pinch yourself and say, "Man, I'm involved in a really pretty cool deal"?
That's daily. We have never imagined. I myself had never imagined being a part of something of this size, especially in Abilene. You think of Abilene, think of small town. You're just sort of like, there's no way. Being in this industry for 5-6 years that I have been, I mean, rental companies are renting to. I'm going to go there. Whataburger Constructions, Walmart, hospitals. Very compared to this, we'll call slow pace, right? Then you have a customer come to you and say, "This is what we're doing. This is what we're trying to accomplish." It's absolutely crazy, and you're like, "No, but this is awesome," because we're having to adapt and operate in new ways than we had ever, than a normal branch would. We'll put it that way. From what we keep on the yard to how we work on it, to our response times, how we respond to customer damages, breaks, accidents, all of it. I mean, it's a complete 180 to everything you knew previously.
And Deshelle, I know that you're going to defer to other people, but at the end of the day, that vision of working together collaboratively and working fast. That is ultimately your responsibility as the project leader, correct?
Yeah, I mean, it's keeping everybody eye on the prize. What was the goal? What was the mission of this job? And how do we still do it safely? Yes. And bringing the team together and making sure that everybody is bought into that vision.
So I want to land the plane and get you guys back to the site. I know you're busy and really do appreciate you coming in for the podcast. It's already been a lot of fun, but I don't want to discount how much fun we can have in these last couple of questions because these are big. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. So the downside of it, I sometimes in the puny little job I have get tired. You guys get tired? Do you because transparency, we had lunch a couple of months ago, and one thing that you said to me then was that DPR has its employees take a sabbatical.
Yeah.
Because they know that you guys work hard. Do you guys get rest? When do you rest? How does it work? And when you rest, do you find yourself obsessing over things that have to get done? Because, man, we got to pour concrete. I forgot to talk to the guy about concrete. I mean, well, how do you do it? How do you balance? I don't know. I don't mean to be insensitive, but I'm just going to put it the way that I would put it, just talking to some friends. How do you balance the demands of this fast-paced job with your personal health, mental health, and sanity? How do you do it?
I mean, you've got to focus on it for sure. And it's not easy. And some weeks are better than others for sure. But it also is about your team. Like, I feel like we've done a great job as our individual companies building great teams, our teams and working together. I mean, we've really focused. We knew a lot of people would be working a lot of hours. So we've made sure to staff the project properly, both from kind of the office admin side and the guys in the field, making sure that they're not working too many hours and getting, burnout, worn out, et cetera. We really celebrate people taking their PTO and their vacation, and making sure that we've got backfills and coverage so people can actually disconnect and enjoy their vacation and they're still not getting a million calls. So my take is it's the team, and you got to rely on your team and have each other's back, and then it works, you know?
Well, I'm going to follow up, but anything to add to that?
I mean, I would probably just say the same exact thing. Equipment shares culture is very much in line with DPR's. I think anywhere you work, if you have a good team and you have good support, then no matter what you're doing, you can rely on each other to step back and say, hey, can you take care of this for me? I'm overloaded right now. It also comes down to just reminding yourself that you're a part of something unique. And you know, something like this is going to create opportunities for our team within our own company whenever this is over with. And sometimes you just have to look at the mirror and remind yourself of that, but also just taking the time to get some help from the team and taking a break.
Because we're living in a time where our nation is so divided. People argue all the time. The deep dives that people do into their social media or their digital worlds, I just don't think anybody is arguing that it's made us happier or healthier as a people. And your answers to me are prescriptive for so much of what's harming our culture at large. You know, build a team, rely on people.
Yeah.
Don't go it alone. Talk and be transparent. Take some time for self-care. I mean,
Embrace the community.
Are we talking about a data center, or are we just talking about, you know, what we all need? I don't know.
Yeah.
Seems to me, I may go back and ask AI. You know? What do you think? Okay.
That's right.
So let's close this way. Where can people go? I think you guys have if people want more information, I mean, the podcast has been great. You guys have been very helpful. But if somebody says, well, I'd like more information, is there a Facebook page? Is there other social media stuff? Speaking of social media,
Right.
Is there a website? Where do people go?
Yeah, there is a project Facebook page. I'm really bad. I don't.
No, but they can find it.
They can find
Abilene
it.
Data Center.
Yep, and there's QR codes on some of our job site signage. So if you are driving by the job site as you're driving around town, we've got some QR codes on the job site
Well, in
signage.
fact, in post-production, Travis will probably put
Even better.
the Facebook page down on the lower CGs magically as I'm talking about it, waving my hand.
Yeah, like this.
It'll be
Like
right,
it's gonna be
yeah,
right
it'll
here.
Right there. Yeah, it'll be right there. Hey, could you show the shell doing that? The shell, do that again.
It's me like right
yes,
here.
That's where it'll be. And the QR code.
That's
will be
right.
Like right here.
Exactly.
And so it's incredible. So I totally lost my train of thought laughing about that. I don't know where I was going to go with that. So stuff's available. Information's available.
Yes, information's available. And then obviously, like I said, our client Crusoe and Lancium, they're starting to post more information out there online. So I mean, there's definitely some great information articles about the project out there if people do some searching. And then if people are interested in jobs out there, I know a lot of our groups are still hiring. So again, all of our companies have our company websites. That's usually the best place to go to, to look for jobs. So, Equipment Share, DPR Construction, Rosen Electric, Brandt Mechanical. Those are some of our big players out there.
All right. Well, great to have you.
Yeah, this has been fun.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
That felt like a real human hand. It didn't feel like AI generated. Tristan, good to meet you.
Yes, sir.
Good to meet you. I really appreciate you all.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you being with us here on Abilene People, our podcast where we talk to the most interesting people in Abilene. And if they weren't that interesting, I know you're still interested. So we appreciate you being here with us. And I appreciate our ace producer, Travis Corrigan. We call him TC, but really it's TCB because he's always taking care of business for us here on the podcast. And please join us next time when we will have another one of Abilene's most interesting people. I'm your host, Danny Sims, and we will see you back here next time. Thank you.